Hey guys, welcome back. We have a quick little tool talk for you. We've been looking at getting a dust collector for a very, very long time. This is the Quatro Basic, and it is the smallest one you could possibly get. They have many more that are much larger, but just me being a single owner operator working in the studio alone, we didn't really need anything too big and fancy. So I opted for this little guy, and I believe it was definitely about time for it because I've been wanting a dust collector for quite a while. I haven't actually had the chance yet to clean the studio 100% yet to get rid of all the dust that I've created over the last few years, or I guess we've been in this space for about a year, over the last little while. And I can already see a difference in terms of air quality and cleanliness, especially where I'm working. Now over here next to the bench, let me just get this hooked up real quick. It's a really, really simple setup. You just kind of have two plugs go in there. This is for power. This is for a foot switch, so you never have to reach over and hit anything. It's already there next to where your Fordham pedal is down here. And then in the top goes the hose, just like that. And inside this box is a bag, which is going to filter out all of your gold, silver, whatever you're doing. Underneath is a HEPA filter with a pre-filter as well. And they get sucked up into here where we have an infinity fan, which is a special kind of fan that's supposed to last forever. And it pulls the then clean air out here, blows it out the top. So it's a very, very compact little unit, and it just lives under here, under my bench. Now, Quatro makes accessories for their dust collector system. They've got a fish mouth, they have a bench pin set up, all that stuff. But I really wasn't sure what I wanted, and I'm a fairly handy person, so I made some of my own. For starters, I made this bench pin adapter. So many of you have probably seen this before. It's like an anvil, put your bench pin, and that clamps onto the side of your bench. I just drilled a hole through it with a hole saw and 3D printed an adapter. It was a little bit tall, but honestly this is actually working out fairly well because the hose kind of has to come out to the side. But what I've been using a lot more lately is this. This is kind of a resurrected, I'm going to say 80% finished project. It's not quite done yet. I built this out of plate, 1/8 plate, when I was working as a blacksmith, a technologist years ago. So what it is it's called a fish mouth, and you've got the hose coming in the back here, going down into the vacuum here. And I've actually left this little gap so that I can put a grate. So if I ever drop anything, it doesn't, just get sucked up and it's gone. I'll be able to collect it. I would do things a little bit differently, and obviously if you buy, the manufactured one, it's probably going to work much better. But this has been my little solution. I curved this Lexan safety glass, and I'm going to 3D print some wrist rests right here so that I'm a little bit more comfortable. But overall, I've been finding this experience to be incredibly good. Before this, I had just my bench pin, and I had all this dust coming into my face, basically. Right, you have your safety glasses and you can wear a mask, but doing that for 8 hours, it really does start to suck. I mean, COVID aside, if you weren't already wearing it, it just, it starts to hurt. And of course, a lot of that dust is actually precious metals. If you're working with gold, then collecting every little bit of it, even the micro dust, is really worth your while to do because you can take that back at the end of the year, get a refund for it, and in some cases, get thousands of dollars back for your dust. So one of the reasons why I picked this particular unit is A, the size, and B, the noise. A lot of, standard vacuum cleaners, that's not really a big priority to them. They just, you turn it on for 5 minutes, you do what you got to do, and that's it. This particular vacuum is going to be on for considerably longer, so noise is a factor. I believe this one only gets up to about 53 decibels. I'll have to double check the website. Now Quatro also does make a silencer for this. It's supposed to knock off about 10 decibels. Again, not perfectly silent, but much more manageable. So you're probably limited to working within about 4 inches of the vacuum itself. Now I think that's still really, really good. In my time using it so far, I have not felt the need, not only because of the face shield of the fish mouth, but I've not felt the need to have a mask on. And it's because I can actually watch a lot of those particles just getting sucked straight down rather than getting spat back into my face. So if you're a sole proprietor or an artisan of any kind where you're making a mess, basically, lots of dusty mess, whether it's woodworking, stone carving, lapidary, jewelry, what have you, I would strongly recommend for your own sake, get one of these types of collectors. It's in your best interest. You can't continue working if your health is compromised. And of course, if you're making very valuable dust, like I mentioned before, gold dust, you get to recoup your cost, clean the air, and ultimately you get to work a lot better.